So with the ship fixed and they freed Anakin, they fly off to Coruscant. Oh, it doesn't get much better. They've literally just gone like escaping Naboo, Tatooine. This is the state of the film. Just it's awful. I'm actually falling off my chair, but it's awful. And then they go like Darth Maul. It's like, oh, that was really good, and straight back down again to Coruscant. And there's just so much talking, and there's no need for all this talking. It's so fucking boring. So you got the Senate talking, and then you got the Jedi Council talking, then you got Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon talking, and then you got Padme and Chancellor Palpatine. That's his goddamn name. You got them two talking, and then you got bloody Anakin talking to Queen Amidala, and you just don't care. Admittedly, the Jedi Council stuff is slightly more intriguing because they turn to Qui-Gon and say, "We ain't going to train Anakin." Actual quick side note here, Samuel Jackson plays Mace Windu. This part nearly went to Tupac Shakur. Can you imagine Tupac just sitting around and like, yeah, that would be so cool. But, Samuel Jackson's awesome too. The point I'm getting at is, even though I don't like child actors that much, Jake Lloyd actually does a very good part here playing Anakin, because they say, no, we will not train him. And you see that petulant, defiant look on his face, and it's like a nice little bit of foreshadowing as well to his like eventual push. One thing that does annoy me though is, why are the Jedi so iffy about people's age? Like the Catholic Church don't seem to have this problem with young boys, but the Jedis do. Queen Amidala decides to take her people back to fight to regain her planet of Naboo. So, they fly straight past the blockade again. Again! Surely there was a better way of getting around a blockade to stop people from getting any closer. You cannot go past this line and just like... It's a blockade! But hold on. There's a twist. Gotta love those twists from George Lucas. The Queen isn't actually the Queen. The handmaiden, Padme, is actually the Queen. And they use this information to convince the Gungan army to fight with them, to destroy the droid army. Pretty sure deception isn't really how you convince people. So now we come to the film's four big battle scenes when we only need 2. We get four battles. Okay, the first one is the distraction. It's the Gungan army luring out the droid army and having a big battle in the field. So much CGI, it's ridiculous. There is one moment that still gets a bit of a chuckle from me, and it's like a dirty little secret chuckle. I really shouldn't admit I find this funny, but it's that bit where they're all running away from the droids, like the Gungans are all running away, and Jar Jar holds onto the back of this car and it pulls the lid down, and all these like disco balls start rolling towards him. He starts running at the droid army going, ah! All the balls are just doing all the work for him. Yeah, I feel guilty admitting that. The second is the really, really cringy space battle where Anakin goes, "Now this is pod racing!" Hang on. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan Kenobi brought a small child to a war zone. And then just say, hide. Fucking hide, they say. Oh. The third battle is Padme's fight towards the Viceroy, and she has the accuracy of a special ops killing machine. She's 14. But fight number 4 is Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul. And I swear, the second he's got his double-edged lightsaber, he goes... I'll never forget watching this in cinema for the first time, because I saw it a few times in cinema. I grabbed my dad's arm and I was like... I was just in awe of this double-edged lightsaber, and then Ray Park twirling it around, and it was magical. Oh my days, it was insane. The action, the choreography, the silence between the actors, the tension, the 10 out of 10 music from John Williams. It's the best scene in the film by a country mile. It's incredible. I can't overstate how much I love it. There is one criticism. It's possibly too over choreographed. I see where that argument comes from, you know, like, because Darth Maul kills Qui-Gon Jinn in a moment that actually haunted me for a while as a child. Because I love Liam Neeson. I think he's great. And then watching the only person on screen to kill Liam Neeson ever, right? Butts up his arms, stabs him in the chest, and spins away like he's nothing. His eyes focused on Obi-Wan. And you just see Liam Neeson crumble. And you're like, dude. That death, however, starts one of so far 8. That's right, 8 no's! And yeah, this one's kind of justified. He just watched his master and best friend die. So the shield is lifted, Obi-Wan charges it, and it's just a little bit too over choreographed, you know, like he's just watched his master die, and it's like straight into flawless fighting dance style, and it's just like, oh, way too spinny and flippy, and it's a bit too much. Obi-Wan is then kicked down a ventilation shaft, I guess, and he's holding for dear life, and he's got Darth Maul using the high ground. That's right, Darth Maul has the high ground. Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul, sort of, and Qui-Gon's dying wish is that Obi-Wan trains Anakin. And the film ends with Qui-Gon's body being burned. Yoda and Mace Windu discuss the possibility of another Sith Lord out there, because there's always 2, a master and an apprentice. And then you see a moment, I suppose it's a peace celebration between the Gungans and the regular people in Naboo, and they share like a another disco ball. They like their disco balls, don't they? They're like, peace! And yeah, that was The Phantom Menace. All in all, I don't think this film has aged very well at all in terms of CGI, or story, or acting. I still quite like it in a weird way. I've got a kind of a sentimental attachment. This is the first Star Wars movie I ever saw in cinema. You know, like, I wish I was born in the 70s, or even the 60s, so I could actually physically go and watch it, you know, like, Star Wars was such a big part of me growing up. And I still have this attachment to it. So, as always, I'm going to give you my 3 good and 3 bad, starting with the bad at number 3, Midichlorians. I have tried to protect Midichlorians. I've tried to fight its corner. I've tried to reassure myself it's not really that bad, but you know what? I've finally come to realise that it does kind of kill the mythos a little bit. It's like all these kids wanting to be Luke Skywalker growing up, and now they're told, only if you've got Midichlorians. And it's like, I used to say, well, how else were they going to know that Vader was all powerful? Well, you show it, surely. You don't just tell us he's powerful because of Midichlorians. So yeah, it's one of those things that I used to be like, it's not that bad, but now look, really, as it's aged, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty bad. Not the worst, but still bad. And number 2, the lack of main character. I said this earlier, but it's a point that really sticks with me. Who is the main character of this film? Because it's so disorganised and such a mess. I think it means to have Liam Neeson as the main character, who then passes the torch to Obi-Wan. But it's just such a cluster of negativity and it's so crap. That's the word I'm looking for. It's so crap. And the number 1 thing I hate about The Phantom Menace is everything on Tatooine. Not just everything on Tatooine, okay? Look, from the half-hour mark to the hour and 15-minute mark, I could easily fast forward and ignore it. Jar Jar's is worse there, you've got so many children actors, the pod racing is just insufferable, hardly any Obi-Wan Kenobi, hardly any action, I don't care for Anakin's mum, Watto's kind of okay, but the whole thing, it just stops the movie stone cold, and I've got no time for it. Happily, I would fast forward this, but unfortunately I don't do that. If I'm watching Star Wars, I'm watching Star Wars. However, we now get on to the 3 things I love, the good things about Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. At number 3, Duel of the Fates. This song that accompanies the fight scene of Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon and Darth Maul is magical. It is just It chills the soul. It's so addictive. It's incredible. I don't think I have any other adjectives to describe how much I love this song. It just sets the tone perfectly. And there isn't another lightsaber duel that makes me go, it is on. Like, more like this. Okay? This is the epitome of possibly my all-time favourite Star Wars lightsaber fight scene. And number 2, Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson. They are just brilliant. Like, you see these moments from Ewan McGregor playing a young Obi-Wan, how he's like very stoic and stern, but has that kind of light-hearted nature, you know, like they're trying to escape death. And he turns to his master and goes, well, you're right about one thing, the negotiations were short. And it's just those little moments, you really do see a young Alec Guinness in there. You know, he's incredible. As for Liam Neeson, I've kind of fanboyed over him enough in this video for you to realise, but it's just those little details he has where he is just so in that moment, especially when that lightsaber's in his hand. He looks so focused. But the number one thing I love about Star Wars: The Phantom Menace is Darth Maul. How could it not be? How could it not be Darth Maul? He's incredible. He's fantastic. He is the most underused villain. Honestly, he would be like absolute gold if he didn't die in The Phantom Menace but escaped. Honestly, if he was a recurring villain of the prequels, if he was the big bad until the real big bad showed up, I think that would have been absolutely perfect. However, the small part he has between Ray Park and Peter Serafinowicz, who does his voice, it's perfect. And sorry if I butchered his name, I'm not great at names. That being said, I'm going to give this film 5 out of 10, because it's fun. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and as always, leave those dirty comments, and I'll see you all next time. May the Force be with you.